The silent discovery. The alien empire stretched across half the galaxy. Worlds had fallen under its flag, entire species bent to its rule. From their throne world, the High Command believed they understood every rival, every planet, every potential threat. Yet, in the far reaches of an uncharted sector, there was one small blue planet that their sensors had long ignored. To them, Earth was a backwater, unworthy of serious attention. But whispers began to spread. Patrol ships vanished when they passed too close. Scouts sent to study the planet never returned. In the great halls of the Empire, this silence was unsettling. The Empire had crushed empires older than Earth. Why would a minor world cause trouble? So the High Command dispatched a probe. It slipped past the dark edge of the system and observed. At first, the probe found nothing unusual: oceans, mountains, cities. Primitive, they thought. Yet the readings were strange. Too much energy output for such a small world. Factories churned not for comfort but for creation. Massive structures reached into orbit. The probe's sensors struggled to read what was inside them. The longer it scanned, the more alarming the data became. Earth wasn't just a world, it was a forge. Massive weapons, warships, and technologies were being shaped in silence, hidden from the galaxy. This planet was preparing, building, waiting. The High Command laughed at first. What could one planet do against an empire of thousands of systems? But unease spread quickly. One commander whispered, "We have seen forges like this before. Not worlds of peace, worlds of war." And then the first real evidence arrived. A patrol cruiser stumbled too close to Earth's orbit. Its recordings were transmitted before it was destroyed. The images shook the Empire. Human warships rose from the planet like shadows breaking through fog. They were not sleek and elegant like alien craft. They were brutal, armored giants of steel, built for endurance, built for war. Each one carried weapons that pulsed with terrifying energy. The Empire realized Earth had no intention of hiding forever. This was not a weak species stumbling into the stars. This was a people who forged weapons with purpose. Every tool was designed to fight, every ship a weapon, every invention a blade. Humanity had not joined the galaxy because they wanted peace. They had been preparing for war. In the alien council chambers, fear settled like a storm cloud. For the first time in centuries, the Empire hesitated. They asked themselves a question that chilled their pride. Who are the humans forging weapons for? And against whom do they plan to use them? The probe's signal cut off suddenly. The Empire's last image was a human ship turning its cannons toward the camera, as if staring directly at them. It was a warning, and across the stars, the alien Empire finally understood. Earth was no ordinary world. It was a forge, and the fire had just begun to burn. Whispers of fear. The probe's last transmission spread across the Empire like a plague. Every officer, every minister, every strategist who saw the image felt something they had not felt in centuries: fear. At first, some dismissed it. A trick, they said. A single planet cannot threaten an empire. But deep inside, the High Command knew the truth. That one warship shown in the recording carried more firepower than entire fleets they had conquered. The humans had forged machines of war not for defense, but for dominance. Whispers began in the outer colonies. Soldiers spoke of a new enemy. Merchants claimed to have seen shadows in the void, giant ships with human markings. Rumors spread faster than truth, and the people of the Empire grew restless. For every rumor, the Empire tightened its grip. Yet fear is a fire that chains cannot hold. To learn more, the High Command gathered their best minds. They studied the recordings again and again. The design of human ships was terrifying in its simplicity. Alien ships were works of art, balanced and graceful. Human ships looked like floating fortresses, with walls of steel layered upon steel. Redundant systems, heavy armor, weapons stacked in every direction. These were not built to impress. These were built to survive and to kill. One strategist spoke carefully. Such designs come only from desperation. No species builds weapons like this unless they expect to fight stronger enemies. The council chamber fell silent. If humans had built weapons for war, then against whom were they preparing? A new fear took root. What if humanity was not alone? What if someone even greater, even darker, had forced them to become this way? The Empire could not allow such doubt to spread. So they dispatched a fleet. 20 warships, armed with the best technology of the Empire, were sent to Earth. The mission was simple: intimidate, investigate, and if necessary, destroy. The fleet entered the Sol system under the banner of dominance. Their arrival shook the space around Earth. Civilizations across the galaxy held their breath, but Earth did not tremble. Satellites lit up, energy fields surged, and hidden stations powered to life. The humans were not surprised. They had been waiting. The alien fleet moved closer, broadcasting a single message: "Surrender your weapons. You are subjects of the Empire." For long moments, Earth was silent. Then a reply came, not in words but in action. From the dark side of the planet, human warships rose, 10 of them, emerging like predators from the depths. Their engines burned like fire, their weapons hummed with power. Against 20 Empire ships, they stood outnumbered, but not outmatched. The alien commanders hesitated. Sensors showed power levels beyond calculation. Shields layered thick, weapons ready, crews disciplined. The Empire fleet had seen many enemies, but none that looked at them with such calm defiance. A voice finally came across the channel. A human voice, calm, steady, unshaken. "You came to our forge. Leave now, or be melted down within it." The Empire had expected fear. Instead, they found resolve. And in that moment, the aliens understood the truth. Humanity did not build weapons because they were afraid. Humanity built weapons because they intended to use them. The Forge of Earth had spoken. The first clash, the alien fleet hung above Earth, 20 warships gleaming like blades in the void. Their commanders had expected submission, but instead they faced 10 human warships rising from the shadow of the planet. The galaxy's most feared empire had arrived to intimidate a primitive world. Instead, they were staring at something they did not understand: machines of war built with purpose, not pride. For a long moment, silence filled the stars. Then the alien admiral gave a single order: "Advance. Show them the strength of the Empire." The fleet moved forward in perfect formation, weapons primed. Their cannons could tear moons apart. Their shields had withstood centuries of battles. Against a lesser world, the display alone would have broken all resistance. But humanity did not flinch. The 10 human ships spread into a defensive wall, their movements slow but deliberate. Each ship seemed to carry the weight of a mountain, armored from hull to core. No curves, no elegance, only power. Their weapons came alive with a glow that made the alien scanners scream warnings. The Empire's first volley cut through the void. Plasma storms and energy lances struck Earth's defenders. Explosions flashed against human shields, but none fell. The humans held their ground, their ships absorbing punishment like stone walls against waves. Then came their reply. The first human salvo thundered across the void. Rail cannons fired slugs at near-light speed. Kinetic warheads slammed into alien shields, tearing them apart like paper. A single shot crippled an enemy cruiser, sending it spinning into darkness. The alien fleet staggered. No enemy had ever withstood their opening strike, let alone countered with such brutal force. The admiral barked orders, rallying his ships, but unease crept into every voice across the comms. The humans pressed forward, slow and relentless. They did not rush. They did not chase. They advanced like executioners. One alien officer whispered in terror, "They fight as if they have done this before." Ship after ship fell to the human barrage. The Empire's formation crumbled. Their weapons struck again and again, but still the human ships endured. Their armor was layered, their systems redundant, their design made for one purpose: survival through fire. Finally, the admiral realized the truth. The humans had not built ships to match the Empire's speed or grace. They had built ships to outlast them, to crush them with sheer endurance and overwhelming firepower. Half the fleet was gone. The survivors broke formation, retreating into the void. The humans did not pursue. Instead, they stopped at the edge of Earth's orbit, their cannons still glowing, their silence more terrifying than any threat. The alien empire had come to conquer. Instead, they had been broken. The last surviving cruiser limped back toward the stars, carrying with it a message that would echo through the Empire. Earth was no passive world. It was a forge, and its weapons had just spoken. The Empire trembles. The retreating ships limped back to Imperial space, their hulls scarred, their crews shaken. When the High Command gathered to hear the Admiral's report, silence gripped the chamber. Empires were not supposed to lose, and yet 20 ships, symbols of galactic dominance, had been broken by 10 human war machines. The Admiral's words were heavy. They do not fight like a new species. They fight like an old one. Every strike, every move, calculated, merciless. They did not chase us. They let us live. To carry back their warning, the Council erupted into argument. Some demanded a second fleet, larger, stronger. Others spoke of caution, whispering fears that humanity had far more than 10 ships hidden in the void. The recordings unsettled even the most arrogant lords of the Empire. Those hulking vessels, armored like fortresses, bristling with weapons, seemed less like ships and more like machines born for war itself. But the most disturbing discovery came from the Empire's scientists. When they analyzed the wreckage of one human projectile recovered from the battle, they found simplicity, raw metals, kinetic force, brutal efficiency. No elegance, no wasted energy. Yet the damage it had inflicted outstripped anything the Empire had seen. They are not wasting time on beauty, one scientist said quietly. Every invention, every resource is bent to one purpose, destruction. They have been forging for centuries. Fear spread beyond the council chambers. On colony worlds, whispers turned into panic. Citizens asked questions the Empire could not answer. Who are the humans? How many ships do they have? What are they preparing for? And worst of all, who taught them to forge like this? The Empire had ruled through terror for ages, but now it was their own people who trembled. Armies demanded reassurance. Admirals demanded reinforcements. Politicians demanded answers. So, the High Command gave a desperate order. Build more ships. Double the fleets. Triple the weapons. Prepare for a war unlike any other. Across the Empire, shipyards thundered to life. Resources were stripped from colonies. Factories burned day and night. The Empire would meet Earth's forge with a forge of its own. But even as they worked, reports kept arriving. Strange sightings at the edges of space. Human ships, far from their world, watching, observing, vanishing into the void before they could be caught. It was no longer just Earth that was the forge. Humanity had spread their fire across the stars, unseen, waiting. One alien general spoke what others dared not say. Perhaps we are too late. Perhaps the forge is already complete. And far away on the blue planet called Earth, vast shipyards glowed beneath the clouds. New giants of steel were rising. Humanity did not celebrate their victory. They did not boast. They only built, as they always had, their forges burning hotter, their silence louder than any threat. The Empire had tried to frighten Earth. Instead, Earth had frightened the Empire, and the galaxy held its breath, waiting for the storm to come. The fire of the forge, the alien empire gathered its strength. Shipyards blazed with light, millions of workers forced into endless labor, billions of resources torn from the colonies. Never before had the Empire prepared such an armada. They told themselves this would be their final war, one fleet to crush the humans, to remind the galaxy of their eternal rule, 1,000 ships. The largest force the Empire had ever assembled. They launched with pride, their banners spread across the stars, their commanders certain that sheer numbers would bury Earth beneath fire. Entire systems held their breath as the fleet passed, a tide of steel and arrogance. At the edge of the Sol system, they found Earth waiting, but humanity was no longer alone. Around the blue planet, the void glittered with warships, hundreds of them. Some were colossal, larger than anything the Empire had ever built, armored like mountains, bristling with cannons that glowed like suns. Others were lean, fast destroyers, forged with brutal precision. They formed a wall that stretched across space, every ship a declaration of defiance. The Empire's commanders laughed at first. Copies, imitations, stolen from our designs. Then the humans spoke. This is Earth. This is the Forge. You came with chains. You will leave as ashes. The battle began. The Empire's armada surged forward, firing storms of plasma and energy. Space burned with fire. But the human fleet did not break. Their shields flared, their armor screamed, but their formations held. And then the Forge answered. Rail cannons roared, missiles streaked, energy beams carved through the dark. Human ships fought not with desperation, but with purpose, each movement calculated, each strike devastating. Alien cruisers split apart, dreadnoughts cracked open, fleets shattered under the relentless barrage. For every human ship that fell, 10 alien ships were destroyed. For every line broken, 2 more reformed. The Forge had not created a fleet of numbers. It had created a fleet of survivors. In the heart of the battle, the Empire's flagship pressed forward, larger than all others. Its weapons screamed, tearing through human lines. Victory seemed close, until something stirred behind Earth. The void split open. From the shadows rose the greatest weapon humanity had ever built, an enormous dreadnought, black as night, scarred with steel, its cannons the size of towers. It was not elegant. It was not beautiful. It was inevitable. The human dreadnought fired once, just once. The Empire's flagship, pride of centuries, was torn in half. Silence fell across the stars. The Empire's armada broke. Commanders fled. Soldiers abandoned their posts. Ships scattered like dust in a storm. In that moment, the galaxy understood the truth. Earth had not forged weapons for defense. Earth had forged them for destiny. Humanity had not prepared to survive the Empire. They had prepared to end it. The Forge had spoken. And the alien Empire, once feared across the stars, became a name whispered only in ruins. Above Earth, the war-forged fleet stood silent. Victors did not need to boast. Humanity returned to their work, their forges burning still, because the galaxy was vast, and Earth had only just begun.